Hey, I'm Jacob Wimsatt with C.w. Architects in Nashville, and this is 6 steps for designing your home. So welcome to the studio, and let's get started. Whether you're building a tower or a home, the AIA or the American Institute of Architects defines these 6 steps as industry standard. These 6 steps are pre-design, schematic design, design development, construction documentation, bidding and negotiation, and finally construction administration. So step 1 is pre-design. Pre-design service is all about planning and gathering information. Gathering information, we want to gather information related to the site and to the building. This information includes a survey and programming information, or what type of features that you require in your home. The planning part of the pre-design service is really about taking the information from the site and from the program and combining them together to make sure that the relationships that we're trying to make with the spaces are all working with the site. Pre-design also includes zoning analysis. Sometimes it includes a basic building code analysis, but really the ultimate goal of pre-design is to figure out what the project parameters are. The second step in the design process is perhaps the most fun and the most meaningful for an owner. It is the schematic design. In schematic design, we're really focused on figuring out the overall layout, shape, aesthetic, and material choices of the building. Oftentimes we're exploring different options, whether it be aesthetics or functionality, and many times we're coming up with several building models to share with the owner. It's important at the end of schematic design to have an overall vision of the home so we can move forward into the next step. Step 3 is design development. This is where we're starting to figure out how to actually build the project. We've gone through the planning phase and we understand the relationships that we're trying to make. We've gone through the schematic design phase and we understand the overall shape and layout of the building. Now it's time to figure out how to actually build it. Here we're going to get into structural engineering, mechanical engineering, figuring out what the beam sizes are, what the layout of the HVAC is, and all sorts of other things. Oftentimes in design development, we're getting into the specifications, where we're starting to select the different products that you're going to find in the home. Some of these products include weather barriers, exterior finish, interior finish, door selection, and all sorts of other things. A lot of times in design development, architects are subcontracting different engineers and other design professionals to make sure that we're getting all the information necessary for the next phase. The fourth phase of design is construction documentation. Construction documentation is all about communicating the design to the contractor. These documents usually include a set of plans and a set of specifications. Depending on the complexity of the project will depend on the size of the specifications and of the plans. The construction documents ultimately need to be used to get permits and to bid the project. At the end of construction documents, expect to see floor plans, elevations, building sections, wall sections, schedules, details, and the specifications themselves. The 5th stage in design is the smallest stage in design, and it is bidding. Bidding for a designer is mainly about coordinating and making sure that all the people affiliated with a bid are doing apples to apples bids. The last thing that we want to do in a bid is have one contractor bidding something different than another. A lot of times in the bidding process, what we'll have submittals or value engineering, where a contractor will bring to the table a different product that they're used to seeing on their own job sites and issue it to the architect to see if it's an acceptable product for the design at hand. This substitution then needs to be communicated to all the other bidders to make sure that we're still getting that apples to apples comparison. Construction administration is the final step for the design process, and it's not to be confused with construction management. Architects are not typically involved in the management of bringing methods and materials to the site. Important distinction there is that during construction administration, the design team is going out to the site and making observations and seeing how the constructed product compares to the design intent. Any variations found during the construction process by the designers that differ from the design intent at what's on the construction documents and the specifications are simply reported to the owner, as a variant. Another important factor of construction administration is reviewing shop drawings. Typically, the architect will receive shop drawings from steel fabricators, truss companies, and all sorts of other folks that are actually putting together drawings for the folks inside the fabrication facility. These drawings are then compared to the construction documents produced by the architects and engineers. The point here is to make sure that the design intent is being communicated effectively into the shop drawings. This typically is an important step before they go into the manufacturing of these different products to avoid any errors on the site. So there you go, the 6 phases of design. I hope you found this helpful. We will do a deeper dive into each phase moving forward. But if you have any questions for me, please leave a comment. I'll get to you as soon as I can.